Rescued by Officer Clay by Ruby Newman. It will be 50 years this year that I was rescued by Officer Clay. My parents had a construction company in Fort St. John, BC in the late 60s, early 70s. Our last home before moving to the farm in 1972 was a yellow-sided duplex. I was 4 years old at the time and don't have much of a memory of our years in town, but I have one memory that takes me back a half a century to a back alley mud puddle and our neighbor, RCMP Officer Clay. My mom was helping out at our church for a wedding that day and left my 6-year-old sister and 4-year-old me in the care of our dad. As the story goes, Dad needed to get something in town, so he in turn left me in the care of my sister. I don't know how much time passed before my sister decided that we needed to go find Mom. Mom was at least a 10-block walk from our duplex, but my sister knew the way and I trusted her, so off we went. We didn't get far. The back alley was a stone's throw from home. In the middle of the alley was a nice black juicy puddle. The curious, adventuresome spirit in me led me straight through and into the depths of that mud hole. I got stuck. I was wearing rubber boots at the time, and that is what must have been the problem. I couldn't walk out. My sister went back to the duplex and got some help from our neighbor, Officer Clay. This is where my earliest childhood memory comes alive. The first attempt at retrieving me from the mud was unsuccessful. He couldn't pull me out with my boots on. He had to first pull me out of the rubber boots and then pull the boots out. Once he had me freed, Clay was back home and my sister and I kept walking to find Mom. We showed up at the church and Mom remembers a vision of her muddy daughters after their long walk. She took us home, and that's where the story ends. I don't remember much, but I remember the mud puddle. I remember feeling alone as my sister went to get help, and I remember Officer Clay's strong arms around me pulling me out. When I was free, he went back to the duplex, and we continued on our journey. I've often wondered why we were left to wander to the other side of town. Maybe our kind neighbor thought we were just playing in the alley. I doubt that he was privy to our journey plans. I can't imagine what was going on in my sister's head at the time. We were safe at home, but there was a need to find our mother. Maybe there was no worry, but the fact that she got his help would indicate to him that our parents weren't available. So many unanswered questions. It was definitely another era of time, and most memories of those involved have faded. I was wondering this morning if it was because of this event in my early childhood that I had a dream of joining the RCMP. I remember having that dream twice, once in grade 4 and once in grade 8. It didn't last long. The structured, disciplined lifestyle of public service wasn't that attractive to me. I do wonder if the dream wasn't about catching bad guys as much as it was wanting to help others out of their sticky situations. Maybe that was the dream, and Officer Clay was the manifestation of that dream for me. I want to say a big thank you to the man who pulled me out of the mud puddle that day. I wonder if he even remembers. I imagine he has a lot of memories of helping little children that got into trouble and couldn't pull themselves out. I'm grateful for his saving arms that day and the inspiration that carried me into dreaming that I could be someone who could also help people as I journeyed in life. Thank you, Officer Clay.